Welcome to Callie's in the Kitchen. Today is a 3D bloom I am using from the eBay store called Pouring Your Heart Out by Julie Cutts. Is her rock edge, live edge mold. It's a great mold. I love it. It's a little bigger than your normal coaster mold, but it's a great size. I have mixed my resin, which is a 1-to-1 resin. It's by Nick Pro. I am using alcohol ink by Ranger, a yellow, resin ink, alcohol ink coffee, and bloom from also the eBay store of Pouring Your Heart Out or Amazon. Just look up for bloom. It's the white pigment paste. I have some gold crushed glass that I'm going to put in the center. So I've let my resin sit for a while, and it's about 32 degrees right now. So I'm going to pour in the center a layer, but making sure though that I have at least 20 grams for my white to pipe. I'm going to be using a piping bag to pipe my petals. It's a great shape of petals that I found on Julie's YouTube channel 1775. If you haven't seen it, go check it out, please. It's a beautiful design, and I'm going to try to see if I can do it. As I've said, I like to watch other people create their beautiful projects, and then I try to replicate it. Not replicate it, but in the sense, you know, I like to try to see if I can do it myself. So I've already poured out 20 grams into my other cup for my white. So I'm using, I don't want to waste resin. So I'm scooping up as much as I can out of my resin mix of A and B, part 1 and part B, part A and part B, 1-to-1. I am, when I'm finished, or when this dries up, cures, I'm going to put a top coat. Now I'm going to torch real quickly, as there are lots of bubbles, usually, on a 1-to-1 especially. Then I'm going to drop in my crystals in as close to the center as I can. Now I'm hoping, because they're crushed glass, they won't spread too much and that they'll stay in the center as I move it into the center of my mold. That's looking pretty good. I will add some more. With all of my videos, I am just starting out, and I am happy for you to fast forward through any part of it. I just appreciate you just watching. So nice of you. So I'm just poking it around to kind of make a, not too definitive of a round, to sort of make it a little bit more natural looking. Kind of fan it out a bit. It's your preference of how you put in your glitter or your crushed glass or whatever embellishments you choose to use. I was going to put a blue over a top coat when I'm done, but I don't know. I sure liked it when Miss Julie showed us her piece, her finished piece, against a black board or black cardstock. This resin that I'm using is called coffee, and I'm going to put it in my center. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to wait a little bit, see how much more it spreads, and to see whether I need to add some more or not. I think I'm okay. Okay, now I'm going to add my yellow. I'm just going to do dots of circles around it, and then maybe maybe another layer. Excuse the background noise. My mom is in the next room taking her blood pressure. I told her I was going to take, but I guess she didn't hear. So excuse the background noise. Now I'm going to gently move some of the coffee into the yellow. I'm doing it gently only because I don't want to disturb the freshly, newly placed crushed glass. Okay, I'm going to now just leave it at that. By this time, I believe my bloom, I'm going to test it with my little laser temperature guide. Sometimes it's accurate, sometimes it's not. We'll see. And it says it's lower, 32, so it may not be warm enough. I don't feel that it is, so I'm actually going to use my cooking thermometer, which is more accurate. I'm trying to get it to a really good above 30 to 30, between 32 and 35 temperature. So you might have to wait with me or just fast forward or just pause, whichever you'd like. So I thought it was going to warm up, but it hasn't. So it must, you know, it is cooler today. It was beautiful, sunny weather yesterday, and today it's just cloudy and rainy, which is so typical of our Seattle weather. Okay, so it's 32. I'm going to keep going. What I'll do is I'll put in the bloom, because I know it's different countries, different places in the world. You get the temperature to be a different level, meaning different number. For instance, in the beginning when we were told to do 40 degrees Celsius, oh my goodness, when I waited till 40 degrees Celsius, my resin was just hard. So I think you just have to experiment for your area. Now it's 20 grams of the clear, so I'm going to put 2 drops because I like mine a little bit more opaque of the bloom to see how that turns out. So I'm going to stir. It is thickening up, so that's a good sign. The resin has thickened up. I am getting a little nervous on doing this pedaling pattern that we all saw on the channel of Julie's. It's a beautiful shape, kind of like four-leaf clover, lucky clover leaf. So let's see. I'm going to transfer it to my piping bag. I'm going to stir a little bit more, just in the spirit of, probably shouldn't do it over my bowl, in the spirit of warming up the resin. Wow, that really shrunk a bit, so I could add some more resin, but I don't want it to distort my petal. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move the yellow out a bit more. It'll probably shrink back in like resin does, but I'm just going to spread it out just a little bit more so that I have some yellow on the outsides. And again, it's just stalling for my bloom pigment paste combo in my resin to thicken up and warm up. So there we go. I will now put my bloom into my piping bag. I've never been a baker, so I've never used piping bags for baking. I know my cousin Julie, who's a baker, uses the piping bag. She's an expert, makes wonderful cakes. I miss my family. They're across the world, across the other side of the world from me. I have a very loving, gregarious family. A lot of artists. And our ancestors, actually, some of them were in the diamond business. So if you've seen some of my work, you can tell I love glitter. Hope you don't mind my jabbering. It's just to pass the time while doing one thing after another. So I am now going to cut the nib off of my piping bag about yay way. Yay way. That's a new expression. Okay, here we go, and wish me luck on drawing my petals. Hold on. Coming. This is why I say I'm not an artist, because see how I'm drawing the petals? It just doesn't seem like how an artist would do it. Excuse me. But I'm trying. This second layer. Actually, it's not too bad. Oops, that one went a little funny. Oh, another funny one. Okay, kind of losing the shape there. There we go. Try again. Okay. Gotta concentrate here. Whoop, down and up. I'll go this way. Diagonal, center, around, and back. Diagonal, center, around, and back. It's a good mantra. Diagonal, center, and back. Oopsie. I'm going to have to adjust that. Diagonal, center, and back. I got to say that so then I know what I'm doing. Diagonal, center, and back. Oh boy, this was the other direction now. Diagonal, center, and back. Go the opposite direction. Now, ooh, boy, it's different when you do it from upside down. You've got to go to the left, because I was going to the right all the time. That's looking kind of cool. Okay, now, okay, that's this way, so I go to the left, center, and back. Left, center, and back. I'm going to go right this time. Right, diagonal, center, and back. Oh, that's kind of weird. Whatever direction that is, center and back. Okay. Can I add any more? I think I'll just do some here. Deet, 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 because they will shrink. Deet, deet, deet. And I'm going to try to, I tend to like the fill. I guess it's my boop. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my silicone tool that has the sharp point, but sometimes I also like to use a dotting tool because it has more accuracy. But very gently pull in where I have those big blobs to sort of minimize the outcome of them when they finish curing. And maybe push this one in a bit. Push that in. I'm just going around to where I see some what I call blobbies. A lot of people don't like blobby. Sometimes I think they add a little texture to the piece. This one I'm not too afraid of in the center, only because I've got the glitter. Hopefully it'll just cover anything there. But, okay, let's see. Oh, there's another little loop here I could put. I'll just do a wavy one, you know. No, it's not very wavy, but oh, shoot. Sugar. Let's spread you out, little one. Maybe join you to this one. Maybe that'll work. We'll see. Okay. So now I'm going to torch again. Very carefully, making sure I don't go to the edge or touch the edge. And voila, this part's done. So it's a 3-part project, because after I do this, when it cures or when the resin is hardened a bit, I will, actually it's 2-part. I will put a top coat. I haven't decided what color yet. And then I will, there's a little booger here. Get out of there. There'll be a top coat that I will place, and then we'll have the unmolding. So thank you again for watching. See you again. Bye. Okay, it is demolding day. So let's see how this turned out. I'm so excited, but nervous at the same time. And I think that's the feeling that I'm addicted to in this art form, is the anticipation of whether your project turned out or not. Oh, so here we go. Oh, not bad. I'm still having trouble with the bloom pigment paste of the texture. So I did make it that I waited, but it's still kind of blobby. But anyway, I think it's all right. Anyway, hope you liked the video. As I said, I'm still going to be putting up videos even though I have failures. Anyway, this is kind of in between success and failure. See you next time. Thanks for watching.